Welcome to the Greatness Engineering Show. This is Mirai, the Greatness Engineer, all the way from Perth, Australia. We am very happy to be here today again, and I'm gonna host an amazing, inspiring woman today. We are staying in the US. Yeah, last week we were in the US. We are staying in the US. We are going to California today. And my guest today is a world traveler, bestseller Amazon author, visionary leader, and entrepreneur and creator, um, Shonda. Shonda Scott. So she will be with us today, and we're going to talk about her journey because she is really, she has a very a lot of versatility into a career. And we will focus on one of her program, one of her challenge, and I would say a movement that she created. 12 new thing challenge. She will tell us all about it, and we will also talk about a book, the book that she is getting ready to publish. And this book is called Give Me a Year, 12 New Things to Embrace Change and Life and Live Your Best Life. And so this book is already a bestseller on Amazon. So we will hear about it as well. And let us know where you're watching from. I know sometimes the time difference can be very difficult, but let us know where you're watching from. And if you have any question, just don't hesitate. This show is for you. It's for you to learn, for you to get inspired, and for you to start to use the tools that are going to be shared to go to the next level of your greatness. So have something to write on, pen, paper, or even record the show, because it's got to be something that you really want to go back to so far. So let's start and bring Shonat with us today, and start to have an inspiring conversation with her. Don't go anywhere. We are coming back. To another episode of the Greatness Engineering Hour show, the show that is brought to you by the Mirai Telekima Global Leadership Organization.
Feel is important is if you just look at the word compassion, when it's behavior, it's something that can be learned, and it is something that we can embody through habits and through our daily action.
To get this idea that if we interject this wisdom intentionally, I call them needle movers. It's the needle mover that's missing.
Don't deprive the world of your greatness. Please. Don't do that anymore. Dare to excel, dare to be sexy, dare to be you, dare to be the best version of yourself. Impact yourself positively, and from there impact others, and you are not alone.
So welcome, Shonda. Welcome to the Greatness Engineering Show. It is a pleasure to host you today and to really, get to know not only your movement, but also talk a little bit about the book that's coming out as well. But before we reach that stage, just want you to add to, the short introduction that I've just, done about you. So who is Shonda? What do we need to know about you in such a short term, and what really inspire you?
Well, first, thank you for having me on your show. I have not, one of the places I haven't been that I have on my list to go to is Australia. So this is like my virtual way of being there since I'm on your show that's from Australia. So I'm excited. I've been close to it. I went to Fiji, but I didn't get to Australia. So that's on
Oh,
my son
mhm.
went this year and he told me, "Oh, you have to go. You'll love it, Mom." And so I want to go for New Year's. I'm at one of these New Year's. I'm gonna be there for New Year's because you have such an exciting New Year celebration. So that'll be one of my 12 new things to do would be come to Australia for New Year's. So part
Okay,
of
so
me
that's
is
the
that
first step.
yes, thank you. So this is me virtually, vicariously getting there.
Mhm,
So I'm excited about one, the book. It tells a lot of my personal stories in my life and how doing new things change and outcomes that came from doing something new and different. The what I created was 12 new things, and it was started as a social media campaign to just challenge myself, and then it became others joining me to do something new and different each month to get you out of your comfort zone, to embrace change in fun, exciting ways so that change is not always traumatic. Sometimes it can be fun when you do it like you do a new thing once a month, you make it fun at least once a month. Even if you're going through challenges, you that getting through doing something, opening your mind to doing something new and different also has a change and shift in your life. So if you want to see change in your world and in your life, it starts with you. So if you start
mhm,
with doing something at least once a month, new and different, then I promise you, if you give me a year, which is the title of the book, you will see a change in your life and your world. It may not be what you think, but it will be something
mhm,
better than what you started. And it's also a way to get you through fear and challenge yourself from overcoming fear and anxiety by embracing change at least once a month by making it fun and exciting. I'm
mhm.
a mom. Now I'm an author. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a fourth generation entrepreneur. We can trace it back to my great grandfather who was became a real estate developer in the 1920s in Colorado. And so I'm his great granddaughter. So I'm a fourth generation entrepreneur. And now my son is in business too. So he's the fifth generation. So that's a part of my story and history too. And I talk about entrepreneurship in the book and give guidance on how doing something new and different can create opportunities to you as a business owner or as someone who just may just have a hobby that they want to do that's new and different and how they can incorporate that into doing the 12 new things challenge. It's for anybody that's ready to pivot in their life, or if you just want to add a little excitement to your life, or if you're 80 years old and still here and you still have things you want to do, it makes life fun and enjoyable too. So there's no age limit on the 12 new things lifestyle.
So and we know change can be very scary, and that's just a fact. So, when did you realize that it was important for you to write this book to support people? Because, like I mentioned, change can be scary. We can, just stay in our comfort zone just to avoid, to be, uncomfortable. So, how did it come out? It come out?
So is my sound okay? Can you hear me? So
It's a bit, yeah, there's a lot of noise.
yeah, I'm getting that on my end too. I don't
Hmm.
know. Maybe I'll close up
Was
some.
okay at the beginning.
Yeah, it was okay in the beginning. Now I hear it. And you said you still hear it too? No, I don't.
Yeah, still here a
Oh,
little. Yeah.
no, I do. So maybe I'll try to close out something. See if that does it. It only happens when. Oh, okay, now it's not. So, so well, the book came about because so many people were asking me after they see me doing the 12 new things. I started in 2019, and by the time my birthday came back around, I started on my birthday in 2019. By the time my birthday came around in 2020, I had decided this is a lifestyle. It's just not for 1 year. Like, this is something I should be doing, incorporating in my daily life, because the one thing about change is that's the constant in our life. Like, change, everything will change. Change just happens. So the way we are avoidance of change is not really natural, because change is what is the one thing that is natural. So by 2020, I said this is like a lifestyle, and then so many people have been following me on Instagram and on Facebook with my journey, and get telling me how they were going to start their whole 12 new things journey, and asking me how to get started. And then in 2020, when the pandemic hit, so many people were interested because we were forced to change overnight.
Mhm.
So that happened. And then, so people were asking me if they could have a guide on how to do the 12 new things lifestyle. And men especially were asking because they just wanted something, a blueprint or something to help them get started. And I just did it for fun and got started. So then it made me sit down and write the book. And at the time when I finally started writing the book, I was actually going through a very deep disappointment that had happened in my life. So the book became my outlet and source of happiness, and I poured into the book all the different parts of my life. There's 12 chapters, different parts of examples of my personal experiences, other people that I know personal experiences on how they did something new and different, and each of the chapter theme, how it applies to that chapter, and how you can apply that to your life. So you can read the book all the way through, like chapter 1 through 12, or you can just look at chapters that you want to focus on. Like maybe it's building your own business, or maybe it's like taking care of children, or maybe it's about family, or maybe it's just another adventure. So you don't have to read the book straight through. You can pick out chapters, but it's good to read it through, because there may be a chapter that we refer to at the end that's a chapter in the beginning. So it all came about because so many people were asking me for this guide and blueprint on how they could start their 12 new things journey and live their best life. And so the book became the guide that shows examples of some of the 12 new things I did and what I learned, and also some of the things I've done in life that has been new and different, and then the outcome that came out of those as examples on how, as examples in ways that people can actually apply to their lives, because everybody's 12 new things journey is going to be different, because we're all different. But it gives you a
Yeah.
kind of a blueprint, a course to just kind of utilize for your life.
Hmm. And one of the thing I wanted to know, because I mean I was reading a little bit about you. You've traveled around the world. You've had so many experiences. So how did you narrow the experience that you've had to put into the book? Because um, i- it's a lot. So how did you basically made prioritize the stories that you really wanted to put in the book?
So for me, I just decided on, well, first of all, I started off small. You don't have to start off grand and big. So the first thing that I did was take a different route to work.
Hmm.
And when I did that, it just opened me up to go to the more scenic route to work. It may have taken me a little longer, but it was more peaceful. So when I arrived at work, I was more centered and I was more in a different place. And it also opened me up for other opportunities that I could gave me time to think while I was driving into the work. So I started there. Then from there, I started coming up with a list of things that I've always wanted to do. And then some of them may have been trips because I like to travel. So I planned the trip out, and that would be a new thing that may happen 4 months out. So in between that, new things open up to you. So when you're open up to the new experiences, opportunities will open up that either one you thought you wanted to do, and then you find the connection to do it, or a friend invites you to something, or you may have, like I have this one story where I find out about this dinner I wanted to host, and I have been getting this invite for years and never noticed it. But when I had opened my mind up to the whole 12 new things mindset and lifestyle, then I'm looking for something new and different, and then something kind of manifests and appears that allows me to do that. So it's some things are planned out, and some things may come as you are open to it. And by the end of the year, I'm sure you'll do more than 12 new things. But the whole point is that you're committing to at least once a month, which is doable. So by the end of the year, you would 12 new things. And so that's what give
Yeah.
me a year is. It's like, give me a year just to do these things. Just give me 1 year to do this, and I bet your life will change for the positive. And you have to be able to record it and document it too, so you can see how things are changing, how things are opening up, how opportunities are manifesting that you didn't see coming, because your mind is open to change in this way.
Mhm. And it's important to do the groundwork, like you mentioned, prepare ourselves to accept, that change is going to be part of our life. It is a constant in our life, so we just have to, get ready and be patient, with ourselves to be able to make those change. So we're gonna have a short break, and then we will be back, to know a little bit more about the 12 new thing movement, and also have a bit more of insight about the book. So for those watching, don't go anywhere. We will be back in few minutes. Welcome to another episode of the Greatness Engineering Hour show, the show that is brought to you by the Mirai Telekima Global Leadership Organization.
When I left Disney, I met lots of people who are entrepreneurs and just said, look, I'm starting. What advice do you have for us? And I got some great advice. And there was a few things that were key. First of all, and as you saw in the video there, keep it simple. Be simple about what problems you solve.
But what are you hoping for? That means that there's a future. That means that there's something that you yet still need to be realized and materialized in your life. And if you have lost hope and you're not hoping for something, that means you're lost. So we need to get you back to the place of being able to hope again.
Trust the process. So many times we get stuck and paralyzed from taking the first step and taking action to get out of that transactional to the transformational of our own lives because we're afraid. But trust the process. Take that one little microscopic step. And I tell you that once you do that, that will increase into another step and another step and another step. So that's what I'd like to leave with you today.
My message for today is delay is not denial. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to accomplish what it is you want to accomplish in life. Do not stop until you get what it is you know God has for you.
In today's global energy landscape, local content isn't just a policy, it's a strategic imperative. Local content, key enabler for energy projects in emerging markets, by engineer Dr. Mirai Telekima, offers groundbreaking insights into how local participation can transform energy development. Discover how strategic local content approaches can. Number 1 is driving the economic growth. Number 2 is building a sustainable local capabilities. Then another one is creating a meaningful employment opportunities. And the last one is enhancing the project success and community engagement. Written by an internationally recognized energy expert, this book provides practical strategies for governments, investors, and energy professionals. Whether you're in energy policy, project management, or economic development, this book is your roadmap to understanding local content's critical role.
So we are back. We are back with Shonda, and hopefully we get a little bit more lucky with the technology. Just wanted to know, because you did something incredible. You did swim, from what I said, swam across the San Francisco Bay, and you also, sky in the desert. So what is your biggest fear, during, this type of adventure, and how did you, push through to be able to do, it's quite scary.
Right. Well, the ocean swim was an open swim in the ocean in the San Francisco Bay. And
Mm-hmm.
actually, since I'm a swimmer, I wasn't afraid to do the swim, so I jumped right in. It's
Mm-hmm.
actually one of the first chapters. It's the first chapter in the book that I talk about. It's called Jump It Right In. So I jumped
Mm-hmm.
right in, and realized that I agreed to do the swim, but then found out that I needed to do this training because swimming in the ocean is much different than swimming in the swimming pool. So there are currents that you're going against. The water's really cold. There's all kinds of things happening in the ocean. So when I first went about going in there, I didn't have fear because I know I'm a swimmer. I'm a good swimmer. But once I jumped in that water and it was so cold, then I had
Mm-hmm.
to work through a lot of anxiety and fear once I got in the water. And then it took me a few tries before I got the workout that I needed to prepare me for the swim. But it also but what concerned me was the water, just swimming in the water with the waves hitting your face and the current taking you off. You don't have the same kind of control as you have in a pool. So then that is where I got the fear came about. I got started getting anxious and anxiety, and I started feeling that during the swimming as I was working out. But then I got comfortable with the workout. But then when I had to do the actual swim, it was a little different than my workout. So then I had a swim angel that guided me through the swim. That means somebody who stays with you during the swim, and I thank God for that. And I use the metaphor that we all need an angel to God help be there for us through the rough patches, even in life. Even though I was going through rough patches in the water, even in life, you need these kind of angels to just be there to be your guides. And I talk in the book about how I was going through anxiety in the water and how I had to keep pushing through. But when I pushed through and got out and completed the swim, the level of accomplishment and just fulfillment that I felt in myself was just so amazing that it's the idea of when you get through the rough times, if you keep pushing to get through it, on the other side, there's so many wonderful blessings in that. It's just about staying the course and getting through. And that
Mm-hmm.
sometimes is where fear and anxiety and all those things come up that block you from your blessing. But if you keep pushing and don't let that block you and just have this faith in God and push through, on the other side, there's these amazing blessings and this accomplishment that opens you up to a world that you didn't even realize it was on that side. But you got to get through.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get through the rough patches. You got to have your angels around you to help you get through it. And then you got to do the work to get through.
Yeah, and that's the difficult part, isn't it? To just jump into the unknown and really knowing, and reassuring yourself that you will be okay.
Right.
If you just make the effort to just continue and progress instead of freezing and being really scared of going forward. So that's a very
Right.
important point to make. And to know, what I wanted to know as well is, why is it important? Because you said that, it actually, going and trying what you don't know or what you're scared of can actually, help you. So why is it important? Is it important to challenge ourselves all the time, especially in ways that seem really unconventional to us?
Well, that's really the only way you can grow when you think about it. Just as a child, they challenge themselves all the time when you're a child. You challenge yourself how to learn how to walk, how to learn how to crawl, how to move, how to feed yourself. Like all those things are your evolution to change and making you a better person, making you more um, competent in areas that you couldn't do at first. And then you do it and then you go to the next level. But as adults, we get to this place where we feel like being stuck is the best place to be, and it's not. I even say if you are doing the same thing for the past 5 years and it's worked, then it's still time to try something new and different because there's another
Mhm.
level. There's more things that you need to open up with. We're not here to stay stuck. We're here to evolve and to grow and to open ourselves up to opportunities that we don't even know. Like you can't
Mhm.
you can't project what the blessing is on the other side. I just know that there are blessings. So when we limit ourselves in fear, that's not what God has created us to be in fear. We're here in our faith, and we're here to challenge that faith. And it's not going to be easy. That's the mistake that some of us think, that it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy. It's just that there's blessings on the other side that are far greater than the struggle that you're going through to get there. And that part is
Mm-hmm.
hard to realize when you're going through it, because the times things get tough, it's rough, it's sad, it's struggle, it's depression, it's, anxieties, all these things that can keep you just suffocated and stuck in this moment. But just like time is passing, just like that moment is really passing, you may be staying stuck, but everything else around you is changing. And so therefore you are
Mm-hmm.
changing in some way, but you're not changing in a way that's for your best life. And so this whole 12 new things is to make it fun and exciting, so it doesn't always have to feel like it's anxiety and fearful. You don't, if there's something that you're afraid of, then not in the book I talk about, that's the thing you might want to make your new thing adventure around, because there's something that you need to grow out of and get to the other side with. And you may have to go through counseling. You may have to go through
Mm-hmm.
some kind of trainings for some of the new things that you want to do. And that's part of that process too, because you don't just jump into something that you're not prepared, have some level of preparation for. But there's a lot of other things that you can do that you just are limited yourself by not doing. And this makes your life exciting and fun, because now each month you have this new thing to think about. Okay, what am I going to do new now? All your friends are going to
Mm-hmm.
start asking you, what are you doing new this month? They're going to start calling
Mm-hmm.
you with things they want to do. They might even want to come and join you on some of the new adventures. And there's a chapter about that, like including your family, including your loved ones. Some of them are solo things that you do on your own, but other ones are where you can do it as a family or a group or friends as
Mm-hmm.
well, and they join you on your new things journey.
Oh,
Your 12 new things
fantastic.
journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do people get involved? Because you've now created a community of 12 new things, and so how does it work? How is the challenge works? What is really the process? And how do people get involved in that community and get some value from it?
So 12newthings.com is 12 new things with
Mm-hmm.
s.com. So 12newthings.com is the website that has all the things related to 12 new things. And also the book, Give Me a Year. There's a place there if you want to pre-order the book, that's now on Amazon. And when it debuted at #1 top new release and on the bestsellers list. So I was excited about that momentum that the book got just on the pre-order. So the published date is actually September the 16th. And so I'm excited that that's coming up in a, over a little over a month. So, but you can pre-order the book now on Amazon or on Porchlight if you want to order in bulk. Some foundations and classes and teachers are actually, and people that own companies are actually buying them for their employees to all have a copy. So if you want to order in bulk, it's on Porchlight. And if you want to get it on Amazon, it's on Amazon. But all of that is on 12newthings.com. And the Give Me the Year is where you take you directly to the book page. But some videos of my activities I've done, some videos of some people that have shared theirs, because we encourage people to share their stories so we can show other people, because some have inspired other people to do their new thing. Somebody did skydiving on it, and they posted it, and so many of my followers want to do skydiving now. That's not one for me, but there are a lot of people that want to do it. So I've done other ways to challenge my concern for heights, but that one just pushes. That's the one I think is pushing me too far. So I'm not necessarily have that on my list. But some
Mhm.
people do, and that's how you can be encouraging. We can encourage others. Like I share mine, and other people are sharing theirs. And if they share it with us, we post it on the website. And then just all the information that we have about anything related to 12 New Things is on the website, 12newthings.com.
And just for coming back to the book, so what do you expect from your readers? Do you have a particular niche that you're talking to, or what is the key message or the key lesson that you really want to share with the readers? Sorry.
That's a good question. And so for me, I wrote the book, and it's such a personal story and an authentic storytelling, is that it's mainly to inspire. And I hope that it's inspiring to others to challenge themselves to do new things and see how their lives open up in a year, what changes happen, what are the blessings that come out of this each month that they have committed to doing something new and different. How have their friends and family come together? What wounds have they will heal through this process because they're opening up themselves to live life in a more way to give grace and to give back and to give of themselves and to not be so fear ridden and be more spiritual and connected to a greater being and a greater purpose. Also, it's for wellness too, because the more some of the medical professionals that heard about the whole 12 new things lifestyle, they're like, that's such a great way for people to move past these anxiety and fears that they have, because they can think about doing something once a month, and it conditions your mind. It trains your mind. Trains your mind, just like working out, to not only think of change in one way. Now you're thinking of it in a fun and exciting way that you are owning, that you're okay with. I'm embracing this change. So that's part of what I want people to get out of, because so many people in our world get into these places of challenges in life, which is just a part of life, but you feel like it's just you, and you feel like no one else is having these struggles but you, and it's a place they become very lonely. And it's not lonely. Everybody's having something in their life to get to the other side of their blessing. No one who's achieved success of any level in their life has done it without challenges. Like this challenge is a part of the process, but in our minds we think that it's supposed to be easy. And there is a place when you condition your mind to enjoy things, that you have a different level of peace and ease, even in the midst of challenges. But it doesn't mean that there's no challenges around you. It just means that you've changed your mindset and how you deal with it. And so you have this inner peace beyond your own understanding. You have this ease in how you move through it, but it's not as if it's not going to happen, and it's not as if they're not there. But it also allows the book allows you to see stories of how people have used doing something new and different to have a blessing that came out on the other side that might be totally different than what they were going into. So the swim, I went into the jump in that ocean to have a fun swim, to swim across America for pediatric cancer research, as a fundraiser. And I thought it would be a fun to do this new adventure in the ocean. And it ended up challenging me mentally, physically, and spiritually. And then it gave me another level of growth. But I didn't know that going in. I just found that out as I went through it and came out. So that's the beauty of what the whole Give Me a Year book and the 12 New Things lifestyle is about. And it's 8 to 80. Anybody can do it. There's no limit on when you can start, or when when you can't do it anymore. If you're still here and able, you can do the 12 New Things lifestyle. I have a follower that started learning how to play golf at 80 years old, just to do something new and different. So it makes life, even if you accomplished everything you thought you wanted to accomplish in life, this gives you something else to look forward to, because now you're still here, so you have more to do. This is a way, the 12 New Things lifestyle is a way to make it fun and exciting, even when you've done everything you thought you ever wanted to do. There's still things you haven't done that you can still do. Like, you can learn a new language, you can learn a new trade, you can learn how to, crochet. There's all kind of things. You could do ceramics. It doesn't have to be travel. It doesn't have to be expensive. It can just be something new and different that shifts your life. Learning how to cook, a special meal for your family and that you've never done before. But it's just shifting
And
your
there's no
mindset.
limit. There's really no limits, and that's what you understand from what you're sharing, that there's no limit. There's always something new that you can start, and it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be perfect to start.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just have to start and then learn, through the process. And so if someone want to start today, I mean, let's say someone is really, eager to start but still very hesitant, what is the one thing that you think you would suggest that they start with, based on what you've seen in your community and based on your own experience? What do you think will be easier for them to start getting that confidence and taking this first step
So it
this
starts
month?
it starts with the commitment to say you're going to do something new and different each month. So that's the first
Mhm.
start, just raising your hand that I commit to do it. The second part is like I said, I started with something that was just changing the way I went to work every day, just changing my route that I had always go the same route. I changed that. And so it's finding
Mhm.
things in your own backyard. That's actually a chapter in the book, in your own backyard, like how there's so many beautiful things in our communities that we may take for granted, or we just may not take the time to go visit, or we have never thought about it. There are places in my area in California that are national treasures that I had never gone to because we just didn't think about it, or we just didn't
Mhm.
have it on our list. So then when I started the 12 New Things lifestyle, those are some of the things we approach right in our own backyard, just finding the treasures that are around you. So that also helps too, because that gives you a sense of gratitude and peace. It's like there are things just right in your own area that can just bring you peace and solid, give you peace and center you just in your own backyard. It can literally be in your own backyard at home, or it could be in your own backyard in the community where you live. So I say it's
Mhm.
easy to start at home and in your own backyard.
Hmm. And is it something? Is 12 new things available for the professional for professional setting? Because I know, man, listening to you, I know that's something that can really help. People to go to the next level professionally as well, because we've seen, especially women, we've seen a lot of women being frozen, not really raising their hand to for this promotion, always waiting to be perfect before they can expect even us to be considered for promotion. So how do you think it will help in that sense?
Yeah, and I have a chapter that talks about that as well, and examples of how the 12 new things can help you in the career, in if you
Hmm.
choose to do a business. Because now when you start changing how you approach your life, then life starts changing how it approaches you. People start seeing
Hmm.
you differently. You start seeing yourself different, and people around you start seeing you differently because you've opened your mind to these new things. And the whole point of how I even got about thinking about 12 new things is because I was writing an article about women and women in business, about how you can reinvent yourself for opportunities. And when I wrote the article, I thought, oh, this isn't just for women in business, this is for everyone. If you want to see
Hmm.
change in yourself and in your life, it starts with you. If you want to see change in your career, if you want to see change in your business, if you want to see change in your team that you're managing and over and directing, then if you want to see those changes, every change that we have in life starts with us. For
Hmm.
entrepreneurs, if you're self-employed, the first thing in there is self. So everything starts with self. Any change you want to see starts with you. So this whole 12 new things and how it's chronicled in the Give Me a Year book is about how all these things that you take on is changing yourself, and how that impacts your greater life and the way you live your best life. Because now you are living your, authentic life, but then you're also being more open to greater things that can take you to other levels in your life. Career
Hmm.
promotions, new business opportunities, greater levels that you hadn't seen before. But it gives you that sense of like just taking that first step to say, I'm going to do something new and different each month and change my mindset in that way, allows so many other things to open up in your life. And that's why it's important to, when you start reading the book, there's chapters or exercises in the book that help you journal and chronologize how your life is changing just by those exercises that you've been doing, and just in that chapter. So it gives you like some key points on how you can get started, like how you can start writing your list out, and then what do you do after you do the list, and how do you, just giving you a few steps to just ignite you to come up with your customized for just you 12 new things
Hmm.
journey. But I
Fantastic.
give prompts in the books and tools and exercises at the end of each chapter.
Hmm. So basically, it starts with each one of us. If we really want to change, if we really want to go to the next level, and this show is about getting the tools to go to the next level of our greatness, we have to it start with us. We can't just look outside or look for someone else to take our hands. just have to start with where we are and with what we have. So we're gonna have a break, and then we'll get back just to conclude on what is the message that you want to leave us with, and a very exciting question that I really like. I love asking my guest,
Yes.
but we'll get there. First, let's have a short break.
Okay.
I'm from Hammond, Louisiana, which is about 30 minutes outside of New Orleans.
Our end thing is love, community, and never forget about the people that paved the way.
Art is the only medium to help us understand that there is a lot more to life than fight.
Whatever you do in your personal life trickles into your business life. And a lot of times people fail in business because they have not succeeded in life.
I want to be able to be contributing, one of those guys that really are doing significant work to better the lives of people.
Every change is linked to a consciousness raising, and change is conscious. And if you want to change something in your life, start with your breathing. Start to work on your breathing.
Leave something for people to learn from. Make a video, write a book, teach, go around, teach the younger generation or the next generation to help them become or follow the path that you've been.
So we are back. We are back with Shonda, and I hope you have, written everything with your pen and paper, because it was a lot. A lot has been shared, a lot to help you to, to improve your life, to take the risk that you always, you were always scared to take, and to go to the next level of your greatness. And now, Shonda, one question. So what is the legacy that you want to leave, with everything that you've done, with everything that you've experienced, and with, this movement that you've created? What's next?
Well, I want to get the book to be on, like New York Times bestseller, and also it could be, a movie or a film to get even a broader audience. But I definitely feel like as I wrote the book and completed it, I see the importance in writing books and telling your story, because it does leave a legacy for you, for your family, for your my son, my grandchildren. They're timeless. They'll live forever. So I think that's important to document, because it tells even parts of my family history throughout the book, and how new things change different areas of their of people's lives that are connected to me as well. So it tells a whole, just a story that tells a, kind of a family legacy in itself, even though it's about the 12 new things and this adventure and these different stories of um, challenges and overcoming challenges, and also some fun activities that happened along the way, and some fun activities that were definitely things that I committed to as part of the 12 new things journey. But I think that for me is important. Like, everything that we do now is for the next generations, so we are the stewards of that. So I tell people that whatever the next generation does, good or not so good, it's a reflection of us and what we poured into them, and just like we're a reflection of the generation before us. So at this point in our lives, I think it's important to make sure that we're planting those seeds and watering them, so that they'll grow into these amazing trees and these amazing things that we could never have imagined. There's a lot of things that are happening in our lives now that, when I was a baby, I never thought we'd have the internet. I never thought we'd have different outlets that we have now. There's so much happening. So with technology that you didn't see. So all that is making life for the next generation, in the best scenario, better for them. And giving them opportunities to live their best life. So me writing the book and telling the stories that based on experience that I've had and other people that I've known had, it's like giving them wisdom and tools that they can use, so that they know that when they're going through stuff, oh, I have a guide to know that not only did they're not the only ones that's gone through it. Other people have gone through things, and look how things turned out for them. So it gives them a resource. It gives them wisdom that's shared, a knowledge transfer. Like, keeping all your experiences to yourself and not sharing it is not what we are here for. God blesses us so that people can see how He blessed us through our lives. And that's a great way to tell that story, or through books and through films, and a book may last longer than some films, because a book and what it writes, it goes on forever. It's like music that lives forever. There'll always be that song that touches your heart, and that it changes and that speaks to your heart too. So that's the same way I feel. Like, I think it's important to document journeys and storytelling, so that then generations to follow you can use that as a tool and a resource for their lives to be even more evolved and better, and that they can find joy and peace even in challenging circumstances.
Fantastic. And we're going to end on this beautiful note. Thank you very much, Shonda, for, your insight, your inspiration, and really guiding us through, in such a short term, in how, we can actually go to the next step with our life, and really, reiterating this message that it's not always easy, but there is, light out, if we push, and if we rely on, something bigger than us, there is always a way to, to find the light, and that's the most important thing. So can remind us again where we can find your book, and where we can have more information about the 12 new thing community or movement, as I think it's a movement now, from what after the
Exactly.
and that is a movement now. It's just not just a community.
So and that's true, it is a movement now. But so it's on 12newthings.com is where everything 12 new things lives. The book is Give Me a Year, 12 New Things to embrace change and live your best life. That is on Amazon. It debuted as the #1 new release. So it's there for pre-order. The published date is on September the 16th of this year. very exciting date and time. And so you can go on the website and click Give Me a Year to find out how to pre-order the book, or you can just go to Amazon and Google Give Me a Year and it'll come up. But the website has other options beyond just Amazon if you want to use another outlet to order both books.
Fantastic. And I will order my book. So just follow me as well. Go and order your book. It is already doing very well, because it's already on the best-selling list. So let's continue to buy, to pre-order, and make it a success and expand, the movement across continents. It's already now in Australia. So let's push. I also have my community in Africa and in Europe. So let's push this book. Let's push this movement, and it's really for us, to get a better life. It's not just about buying the book, but it's for us to get the resources and the tools to be able to, like I always say, go to the next level of our greatness. And just before we leave, Shonda, what is the last message you want the audience to leave the platform with today?
I think the last message is that it's so important to share your stories, and your experiences, because you never know who will be healed by you sharing what you've been through. We're not perfect, and God doesn't expect us to be perfect. That's some expectation we put on ourselves. It's like the imperfection is what we are. That's just who we are as humans. That's the beauty of us as humans. So it's important for us to understand that, in that, we need to share our stories so that other people can learn from our experiences and help their lives, and they can see how something that could have been uh, catastrophic and challenging, you actually came out on the other end and showed that blessing. And those stories are how people find out how to get through in their lives, because so many people are going through so many things right now that can be troubling. And if they feel like they're doing it all alone, oftentimes that leads to some destruction. And we can tell them that you're not alone. Everybody's gone through something, and everybody's going through something, but you can find joy in the midst of it all. And that's what the whole 12 new things lifestyle is about. Is not that everything is perfect, not that everything's always fun and exciting. Sometimes when you go out to adventure on something fun, you end up getting it into a challenge, and then if you get through it, on the other side there are blessings greater than the struggle that you're going through in at that time. So that part is pushing through, finding joy in any circumstance, and being able to at least once a month give yourself the right to embrace change in a fun, exciting way, so that you can live your best life and find joy even in the midst of challenges and struggle. You can find happiness.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. So, just for the audience, um, if you want to connect with Shonda, just go to the website again. 12 new thing. All the contacts are there, and if you can also go through me, and I will relay, the message, whatever message you have. I know that in such a short term it's difficult to talk about everything, but if you want to continue this conversation, I'm more than happy to facilitate, you to connect with her and be part of the movement. Like I said, you have to be part of that movement, and start, the process of getting your life, getting to the next level of your greatness. So that's all for today. And it's had been a pleasure to have you, Shonda, with us. And thanks for your time. I know it is precious. Thanks for your time too, and thanks for being with us on a Friday evening. For me, it's the best way to start my day, my Saturday. So I'm very happy. And the next step will be to pre-order the book, and start, being part of this community, this 12 new thing community, as well. So thank you
Thank
very much
you.
Thank you very much for the audience as well. Whoever is going to watch the show later, I know it's early here in Australia, but I will rebroadcast this episode, and you will be able to, to catch up on what was shared today. So that's all for today. Enjoy, the rest of your day, and I'll stay in touch anyway with Shonda, and then God bless you all. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.